Hello Predator fans, this is Solid Dave Snake bringing you another review on the Neca Series 8 Predator line, and this review is going to be on the long-awaited Jungle Patrol Dutch from the first Predator movie, based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's likeness. And I'll tell you right off the bat, this is most likely my most favorite action figure that came out last year, and is definitely one of my more favorite action figures of all time. This figure did a little bit of everything right for this character in likeness, detail in the sculpt, paint, articulation. A lot of other toy companies could take a lot of notes off of this action figure for things to do right with their lines. And I was a huge fan of action movies from the 80s, and I've always been a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. And we've gotten lots of different kind of action figures based off of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie characters throughout the years from different companies. But hands down, this has to be the best likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger that I've ever seen. His face sculpt is perfect. And real quick, I just want to say thanks to all my subscribers last week who commented in that video of what you want to see next. A lot of people said they want to see Neca reviews, and Noah A specifically asked me to do Dutch, so this review's for you guys. And getting right into him, I'll give you a close-up of his face here to show you what I was talking about with how detailed this is. There we go. And that is just a perfect Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know if they did a head scan for Arnold for this. I couldn't imagine somebody actually sculpting it to be this perfect with just a free sculpt. And you can see his war paint on there too they added. They've made a whole bunch of different Dutches in this line, and they all have a little bit of a different face, but I really like this one. This is how Dutch looked in the movie after they encountered the Predator. I think they have a different Dutch for how he looked at every point in the movie. And moving on from his head, he has this tactical vest on, which is really pliable, as you can see there. This version of Dutch is sleeveless, and you can even tell the veins bulging in his arms, and the paint they use for the flesh tones is just perfect. And they added a little bit of kind of dirt and grime everywhere, a little bit of dry brushing throughout. And he's got belt with his holster for his gun hanging down, and a sheath for his knife. And then he has those camo fatigues down there, and good detail on his boots. But accessory wise, Dutch comes with the perfect accessories from the movie. Comes with his M16 with M203 grenade launcher mounted underneath, and he used this gun a lot in that movie. Get a focus on it. Wow, sorry guys, my camera's having a hard time focusing in this video right now. There we go. And it's got a nice black paint job with silver dry brushing. And his accessories work really well with other figures in 6-inch line as well. These Neca figures are 7 inches, but this will really work well with your Marvel Legends. I had this in Winter Soldier from Captain America's line, and he holds it perfect. And this strap is pliable, so you can sling it over his shoulder. So really cool accessory, pretty much necessary for Dutch. And he comes with a pistol that fits in this holster, which is easily removable. And it almost looks like a Desert Eagle to me. And same thing, this gun will work well with some of your 6-inch Marvel Legends and so forth. I had this in Black Widow's hand from that Captain America line, and she holds it perfectly. So cool accessories, and they really go well with other lines, like I said. And the last one, of course, is this little knife right here in a sheath. And there's nothing special to it. Just silver with a black handle. But another nice accessory. And now we'll take another detailed look at Dutch without him holding those weapons. And you can see his chest a little better now, how this vest is pliable, and you could remove it if you really wanted to and just have him with that camo shirt underneath. And it's very impressive what they did. I can't believe how realistic the skin tone is and the definition in there. There's veins bulging out everywhere, if you can tell, on his neck there. Just really impressive. And besides detail and paint, they really did an amazing job with the articulation on this figure. And we'll just go over it from head to toe. On his head, he has a ball joint, so you can get full rotation and look that far up and that far down, which is really all you need. So great head articulation. At the biceps, he's got a ball joint and a hinge, which you can raise up to that far and get a full rotation. And at the elbows, he has that single hinge and ball joint, so you can get full rotation and bend it that far up and that far down to where it's straight. And on the wrists, he has that same thing with a ball joint and hinge. Or no, I'm sorry, this is just a peg in there. So you can't actually get too much in and out movement with that. I guess it is on a little bit of a movement there for the ball, or for the peg, to allow you for that. And he does have a little bit of an ab crunch. Can't get him that far down, about that far down and that far back. So just enough. And of course he has swivel there at the waist. But the best thing about this guy is his hip articulation. You can get him to kick out to the side pretty well. You can get him to kick straight up and straight back. His waist area is made of real pliable plastic, so it gives a good bit for you. And of course it swivels there too, so that ball joint is great there on the hips. You can see it a little better there when I twist it this way. It exposes it. And then you can twist it back to cover it. And he has a single jointed knee, which you can only get about that far back. Not really great movement out of that, but enough. And you can, of course, twist it if you wanted. And he has a cut here at the ankle, which is really stiff on mine, but you can get side-to-side movement out of it. And then he's got the ball joint and hinge here at the foot, which will go that far down, that far up, and twist all the way around. And you can kind of get a little bit of an ankle pivot out of it. So, unbelievable figure. If you're a fan of Predator, this is a must-have figure. And just a fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger, because like I said, this is definitely the best likeness to Arnold Schwarzenegger that I've ever seen in a small action figure form like this, 6 to 7 inches. Just incredible. And just overall, if you like action figures, this one is hard to beat. He is going to fall over on you like that? No, not if you position him right. But yeah, he's just incredible and displays really nice and is perfect to go with your Predators if you collect these. So thanks everybody for watching, and stay tuned. I will have the other version of Dutch from this series up next, so stay tuned.